sugar, 1 lime. We're gonna need a couple pieces of ginger, and of course the passion fruit nectar. If you go to the frozen section of your grocery store, most grocery stores have it. If you can't find it in your grocery store, try an Asian grocery store. And this is the pulp here. So I have about 1.5 cups of that pulp. I'm gonna keep this for making something later on, but we've got the pulp, and what we're gonna do is a sort of a syrup that is so simple to put together, and you can add water later on as you desire. So you keep the syrup in the fridge, you shake, add water to it, and you got a juice. But I'm gonna go a step further than that and show you how I make the juice. After all, I got a little feeling for a little passion fruit juice. It's something I grew up enjoying in the Caribbean. Typically we would just use the passion fruit nectar, the sugar, water, maybe some Angostura bitters, and I like adding the lime, but I find by adding the ginger to it, it pronounces the flavor of everything. Well, not necessarily pronounce it, but it gives it a different sort of dimension. My stove is off, so I'm going to go in with all of that nectar in there. And you know, one of the things you will see on the social media, a lot of people making the juice with the actual seeds, those little black little things that you're seeing there. By making this syrup, it allows me to strain it while still getting all of the flavor and everything else out of it. Because let's be honest, it may look appealing to some people to show that they have passion fruit juice with those stupid seeds in there, and maybe there's health benefits to it. I don't know, but I'm telling you, I'm not trying to chew into that. I'm not a bubble tea kind of person. I'm not one of them tapioca drinking kind of. No, no. I don't want that going down my throat. Anyhow, don't chew on it either. Eh? No, but this allows me to strain it whilst getting all of the flavor from the passion fruit sugar. And it may seem like a lot of sugar, but remember, this is sort of a syrup that we're making. So later on, we'll be able to add water to thin it out. Now, if sugar is not your thing and you want to use honey, by all means, agave, whatever sweetener you like using. If you're diabetic and you have the fake sugar that you usually use, by all means, rock that. Now with the ginger, what I want to do is to get a couple, 4 slices of the ginger, and I'm going to use the heel of my knife and just tap it. Yeah, just to bruise it a bit. Lastly, I got the juice of that lime, and I'm going to just do half right now, half of the lime, and the other half, once we're done making the syrup, that's when I'm going to add that second piece of lime, just for that pronounced citrus undertone. We want it nice and fresh. Lastly, we need water. And you're going to turn your stove on, bring it up to a boil. Well, not necessarily a boil, because I don't want to overcook this. What I want to start seeing little bubbles on the outer perimeter of the pot here. And yo, Uncle Chris, you're making a mess, Dread. Then we're going to shut off the stove, let the residual heat allow everything to steep and really flavor that water that we added in there. Now, the other thing about this is you can make this into a sparkling sort of drink if you wanted, because once this is done and you strain it and you have the syrup, you can add carbonated water. You know, you get a couple glasses of carbonated water, you add about 1/4 cup of this in there, and I'm telling you, nice and effervescent. The other thing is, you want to, you know, an adult beverage, you can use this as a base for many things as well. A little champagne, you know. Oh gosh, I know they like all the Prosecco as well. I just don't get it. Prosecco is just nasty. And people will be bigging up Prosecco like, oh, listen, let me go there today now. Uncle Chris in a good mood. Just moving it around to make sure that the sugar melts in the hot liquid that we have here. One of the beauty about making this sort of juice is that, one, you can control what goes in there. There's no preservatives, it's all natural except for the sugar. Well, yes, and that is what I mean is you can control what sweetener and the quantity of sweetener that you use versus the juices that you buy in you know, in the grocery store, wherever else. The second thing is, if you have fresh passion fruit, I was about to say pineapple, and pineapple chunks would go great in here as well too. But if you have fresh passion fruit, you'll need the pulp of about anywhere from 8 to 12 of them to be able to make the syrup, to be able to have it. Well, to be able to make the same quantity of syrup that I have here. Now here's the thing. Yes, I can find passion fruit and granadilla here in Canada. While when you cut it open, it looks like passion fruit, there is no scent, there is no perfume. And right now you should, man, I wish you guys were able to smell what's going on here. That passion fruit has that lovely fruity smell. And one of the things with Zaire, with Polly, he always wants to smell everything. And as soon as I gave him the container that had the passion fruit pulp in it, he says, "Oh, Dad, it smells like mango." And the boy is brilliant. It does have a sort of a scent of a nice ripe mango as well. I'm looking for tiny bubbles on the just on the perimeter there, and then I'm going to shut off this. I'm going to give it for about a minute. Then I'm going to shut off the stove and let it cool on its own. Let it steep like you're making a tea almost. So to recap, we have sugar, ginger, the juice of half of a lime, water, and of course the passion fruit pulp. We brought it up to a sort of just before it started boiling. On the edges you would have seen little bubbles. Shut off the stove. It's been about 1 hour since that had happened. Yeah, so basically all you're doing is straining that, and just look at the lovely color we got from it. I'm just gonna move that around like that. And there's all that pulp. There's the ginger. There is all those, I'm trying to make them seeds like eyes watching me when I drink in my passion fruit. I don't get it. But I guess it's part of the whole marketing appeal. And like I said, I don't know what the nutritional benefits of having that seed in your juice is all about. Maybe there is. But anyhow, now this is where I'm going to go in with the last of that lime. So half of a lime. Yes, you can use lemon if you want, but I just find that the sort of citrus from the lime and the acidity from that lime helps to balance off the sweetness of the sugar that I added in there. Just gonna grab my spoon, hit that to stir, and there you go. See, there's that black eye in there, man. Anyhow, you've just made a wicked sort of a syrup there, and all I would do is do a 50-50 ratio. So in here we have maybe about four cups, maybe 5 cups of syrup. So you can do 10 cups of really good passion fruit juice. You have to follow through. So I showed you how to make the syrup. The next step now is how to make the juice, and all it is cold water. I'm making quite a bit of juice here. Yeah, those seeds in there, small thing. And the Trinbagonian in me love a bit of mixed essence. And in mixed essence, you're gonna find hints of vanilla, of cherry, almond, cola, pear, all those lovely flavors. Hit that to stir, and there you go. You've just made. I'm just gonna hit that a little tasty taste. Nice. You've just made an awesome passion fruit juice. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com. Always a pleasure having you all in the kitchen with me. Go ahead, put it into your containers, into the fridge, let it chill. Don't water it down with ice. No, don't do that. Let it chill naturally in the fridge, man. Alright? Alright.